Everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the War of my First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Yes, Body Dog's come for his usual starter reading cuddle. If there's any noise, I do apologise. We had our big jacaranda tree removed today, which is why I'm on a little bit later. Pretty much, I mean, it was in the way of the building work that we want to do, but we could have worked with it if we wanted to, except that the trunk was four-way split. And the arborist had come out a couple of months ago and had a look at it, and he said it's going to fail within 5 years anyhow, and it will literally just fall apart. So we've had to have it removed, but rest assured we will be replanting some beautiful trees going forward. Okay. So at the moment, they're just grinding out the stump, and that's probably quite a good analogy of life, in that when they were cutting through it was a huge base of the tree. Oh, one of their chainsaws just went poof, and they had actually hit a star picket stake that had been left in the middle when the tree was planted as a wee little thing. They staked it up and then left the stake there, and the tree grew all around it. But it does sort of indicate that, as we go through life, we do get hidden obstacles that make us go poof on occasion. And it's pretty much, mutter, 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 pick up the pieces and work out what the heck happened and then move forward again. So I just thought that was quite a nice little analogy of life there in that particular instance. Okay, what do I want to have a look at? Yes, I will do a past life reading today, but I want to have a look at a couple of other things first up. What I was getting this morning when I was wondering about, two Congress people, Republican Congress people have come out and said, oh, they've been chatting to Mitch, etc. Oh, he's doing fabulously, blah, 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 blah. Oh, my goodness, I hope they absolutely get done for line. They posted on social media because... No, he's not. He's not sitting up in bed enjoying some chicken soup. His missus is taken off for China. That was not a love match, that particular one. Oh, and there's the Ace of Wands saying, yeah, absolutely, you are right. That was not a love match. It was a marriage of convenience, where there were certain elements in play, and I'll get into that in a minute. But very telling is the fact that his daughter who was very critical of Mitch online on social media, has deleted, not just removed some posts or anything, she has actually deleted her Twitter account, or her X account, whatever you like to call it. Now, the vision I got this morning when I was wondering about, and there's the Sun card again. Absolute biggest yes in the deck. Absolutely. And the vision I got this morning was that his spirit is, when if you get out of a car and you slam the door shut and you've got your skirt end or your trouser end or whatever else, you happen to be wearing a coat or whatever, get caught in the door and you go to move away and you get stuck and you sort of give it a tug and it can't move. That's the feeling that Mitch's spirit is giving off at the moment, in that he can't. He's trying to move on, but he's tethered, is the word I got. Just he's tethered like clothes caught in a car door. Okay, no, I've got sympathy for Mitch as a human being, because nobody should be made to put through this end of life that he's been put through. But I don't have much sympathy for him as a congressperson or a representative of the people. Remember when casting the mind back, because we mustn't ever forget these things. I think it was during Obama's second term, and McConnell had said, no way, he was going to just not let anything go through. And there was a report that came out, I mean, this is going back a while, so stretching the memory, there was over 400 bills on his desk on this, because he was head of the Senate, or whatever you call it, Speaker of the Senate. There are over 400 bills on his desk that had passed the House, and he refused to bring them to the floor of the Senate to get voted on. His legacy is, I don't care how bad his passing is, and it is horrific. His legacy is just absolute trash, absolutely. Now, but rather than looking at Mitch, because my guides have been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks that he's been on, ever since he sort of went missing, and the first report came out that there was a 911 call, my guides have been saying he's on life support. I want to have a look at Elaine Chao. Okay, so interesting character. If I have a look at Elaine Chao now, do not forget she's been in politics for a long time. Her father was born in Shanghai, which is very clearly in China itself. But during an uprising in China, he took off for Taiwan, and I believe he got citizenship there, and he became what is known as a Taiwanese American. So he must have had joint citizenship at some stage there. He founded a shipping company called Foremost Group. Now, his daughter Angela took over the shipping company, Foremost Group, as CEO. But do not forget, she was the one that was in the Tesla car that drove into the pond at the McConnell's property, or when she was leaving the McConnell's property, and allegedly drowned. Now, the sheriff came out and said there was something suspicious about it, but then he was shut down instantly. There was absolutely nothing more there. So what's happened now is that I believe the operating of the company Foremost Group has moved to Elaine Chao. Okay, so there's a few things happening there. Now, what I just want to go through is that Elaine Chao, she started schooling in Taiwan, and but then she was moved to attend high school in the US, in New York, and was naturalized as a US citizen at the age of 19. Okay, so she's been in the US for a long time. Now, going through her history, really going through her history, if we go back, she was in under Ronald Reagan and then George H.W. Bush, George the First. He was the commissioner for the Federal Maritime Commission, remembering that her father owned this big international shipping company. So she was the Federal Maritime Commission, and then commissioner, and then chair under Reagan and Bush. And then under Bush the First, she became the Deputy Secretary of Transportation. And also under Bush the First. Under Bush the Second, she became the Secretary of Labor. And then under the Fallon, in his first time around, she was reappointed to Secretary of Transportation. So she's had her fingers right in the maritime and transportation governmental pies since the 1980s. 88 it was started when she was first made the Commissioner of the Federal Maritime Commission. Okay, now remembering that in 86 the Australian Federal Police denied the Orange Idiot a casino licence because the Australian Federal Police declared him a Russian asset back in 86. So I want to have a look at, so what I'm really getting, when did they actually marry? Let's have a look. They married in 1993, so fairly early on in her career, while she was, when was that? 93. Sorry, I'm looking at her Wikipedia page. 93. After she also became the director of the Peace Corps for a little while there under Bush the First. Then she had some time out. So she was the Deputy Secretary of Transportation up to 91, married Mitch in 93, and then she didn't surface again in 2001. I want to have a look. Now, the felon's now come out, and we know he always tells on himself, has come out recently and called her a Chinese spy. Okay, this is a woman who was in his cabinet. And as I split the deck to get shuffle, the Ace of Cups. And that's a yes. So, Ace is a confirmation. So let's have a look. First of all, is Elaine. So what's happened is she's taken up. She does not care about Mitch. He's a nothing. He's a nothing. Susan Lynn did a reading on this on Friday, right at the beginning of her 2-hour live. So don't have to watch the full 2 hours. Just go and watch the beginning if you want to. That she was pretty much a beard for him, and he was a marriage of opportunity for her back in 93. So sorry, I've got a lozenge in my cheek. Still got that bit of a last tail of the cold. They always take for ages to get rid of. So apparently she's been in China meeting with the Chinese Vice President Zheng, which, anyhow. So let's have a look. Was she... Tell me about her marriage to Mitch. Just tell me about her marriage to Mitch. Why did she marry Mitch McConnell? They had no children. How old would she have been at the time? She was born in 53 and married Mitch in 93. So she would have been how's my maths? 40. So not too old to have had children. Now, because she's missing, the next ones that can make a decision on his life support are his actual children from his first marriage. But I don't think they have much to do with him at all, from what I understand. Okay, so tell me about the marriage itself. She was still young, no children. He may not have wanted them. He had children with his first marriage. Not judging anybody on that. But tell me about the marriage. What was the marriage about? Come on down, let's have a look. Sorry about being gossipy here. The Queen of Cups. Okay. Oh, secrets. Hidden secrets, hidden agendas on the bottom there. So the Queen of Cups. Cups are very much about emotions and relationships, diplomacy, negotiations, etc. Okay, so this is very possibly her. She is a dark-haired woman entering this marriage. The cup's got its lid off it, so it's got the vibe of an arranged marriage from, way back when there were, kings of little principalities, and they married off their second daughter to the prince, or or the oldest daughter to the second son, or whatever it was, to form some sort of alliance, is the feeling I'm getting there. Almost like a diplomatic alliance. Okay. Challenged by the Page of Pentacles. Giving protection, bringing forth protection. Page of Cups is the energy, the relationship student. Was an unconventional relationship is what I'm getting here. And the Ace of Cups in the past. They both went into it fully, with their eyes fully open. This is the relationship coming together. And they both went in with their eyes fully open. Now, you've got the goldfish circling here. In China, the goldfish are a symbol of wealth. and they are a symbol of good fortune. Okay, they went in with their eyes fully open. The energy over the relationship is the 3 spilt cups and the walking away. I think they led pretty much separate lives, is what I'm getting from that. As long as you're discreet, is what I'm hearing. Okay, as long as you're discreet. Right. The energy going forward with the relationship is the 10 of Wands. I think once he was no longer Senate leader, he just became a burden that she was carrying. She was gone when he lost. She was out of there when he lost being Senate leader. I'm still hearing as long as you're discreet. 3 cups knocked over, but 5 still standing. Yeah, it just became a burden towards the end. You've got the Magician. The look over here while that's happening over there. The false relationship with the Knight of Cups. This is pretty much giving cover for each other. It was a transactional relationship with that 6 of Pentacles. That's all it was. There was no love relationship. It was transactional. The outcome, the 5 of Wands, I don't think she got on with the children at all, or she may have been fighting with him. And we've got the World card, end of an era, and the Hanged Man. It's all over. It is all over. The sacrifice, the strung up, the unable to move forward. And then, as I said, I've got the High Priestess on the bottom, the hidden agendas. So the relationship itself, marriage of convenience, cover for each other. I think it was very towards, once he lost his position of influence, it just became a burden, and she was done. What I want to have a look at is the sister, Angela Chao. So as I said, she was the head of the shipping company. The father's still alive. He's in his 90s, from what I understand, 93 or something. So he's handed over running of the company. But she died in a very suspicious car accident of a Tesla running into a pond and the doors not opening, which is a fault of Tesla's. But there's the Justice card, actions having consequences. So that was back in 2024 when there was an campaigning underway. Look, I'll just bring you up and I'll just click over here and check to see if we've got a date of when it happened. February 2024. Okay. Okay, she only had 1 child. But again, she was Taiwanese heritage. This is Angela Chao. Passed away at the age of 50. So she's quite a bit younger than Elaine, because I think Elaine's 73 or something along those lines. How old's Elaine? She's, 73. So Angela's quite a bit younger. Tell me about, betrayal. That's just leapt out. Betrayal. I'm getting a feeling. So who was going to betray whom is my question. Queen of Cups, secrets in the cup, potentially being exposed. But who was going to betray whom? The Judgment card. A wake-up call, a collective awakening. I want to ask, because I'm getting the feeling that there may have been a disagreement between Elaine and Angela. Told you I'm gossiping. Entertainment only. And Angela was going to out the relationship, but let's see where it goes. Right, there she is in the car, the chariot in the car. Tell me about the relationship. Right, another not quite so dark woman, but she was bringing a message forward. So remember, for Elaine, we had the Queen of Cups, who's on the bottom there. She's the surviving. I think this is Angela, was going to bring forward some fiery message that would have really affected the inner circle. The family being trapped by this message coming out. The Fool, she was foolish to let it be known. The Ten of Pentacles, it's to do with legacy, money perhaps. Trade overseas. I mean, this is the business, the foremost group. The shipping business, the Three of Wands. The outcome, control. Control. Some sort of statement was made. Action was going to be taken. To do with a relationship in the past and revealing something from the past that was covered up with the Seven of Cups, but would have been absolutely explosively devastating. So yeah, I think she was removed, because there's Elaine, and there's that, as long as you don't upset the family thing, be discreet. I think she was removed. I want to ask, was she removed? No. Okay. I just heard no. I was going to ask if she was removed so that Elaine could step into CEO of Foremost Group, but I'm hearing no. There was something personal. It's the reason she was removed. There was an argument. Okay. What did Angela say to Elaine, that led to this? She was in an Elon vehicle. Remembering that Elaine was the transport minister secretary under the felon, so knew Fleon. What did Angela say to Elaine? I keep getting Elon. Right. Something was going to be released in a hurry. Trying to harvest. Manipulation that changed everything. I keep getting Elon. And are we talking about Tesla? Let me ask. Are we talking about, well, there's a double yes, the star card and the fool card. Are we talking about Chinese electric vehicles having access to the US? Is that what we're talking about? Something to do with, was it to do with Chinese vehicles having access to the United States market? A fiery offering coming forward, unexpected out of left field, and the stealing. This could also be something that was offered that was repugnant, and stealing. So this could have been stealing market share or something. Let's see where it goes. the Hermit, the snake in the path, stopping movement forward, the Trojan horse, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Look, the opportunity, government, mercenary actions, all to do with money and the books, King of Wands, action being taken, justice, action having consequences. There's more to come out about this. Some sort of relationship with the lovers, relationship agreement. The lovers, I'm not saying Elaine and Fleon were lovers or anything, but there was, okay, really drawn to the male energy here, fading. So this is the fading appeal of the Teslas. Restriction and under the cover of darkness. Action was taken to keep somebody in the spot, someone in this top dog position. I'm not talking about the felon himself. This is about Fleon. Okay, so Elaine Chao want to bring, is she putting forward a proposal to bring, well, it was an offer it was something that was being considered, an opportunity with that Page of Pentacles that was being, looked at and could have gone either way. Was Elaine Chao making noises about bringing Chinese-made electric vehicles into the US? Nothing would surprise me with this regime. Yep, the Star card. Mitch and Elaine felt trapped, perhaps. The challenge was, or trapped in the old ways. I mean, it's also my White House card. Biden was the president at the time. There was some agreement that was underway, possibly with the Biden presidency. But you got to remember, he had a hostile Congress by that stage. Last 2 years of his presidency, he had a very hostile Congress. Forced to the energy over it. I mean, it's the Minor Arcana Death card. I think she was in negotiations with the Biden administration to bring them in, and it was stopped. The Empress, the immediate future. The birth is something new, but it's also about the abundance, the expansion on something, the offer that was made. So to expand the range available to buyers, because I mean, to be honest, Teslas are hideously expensive, and especially compared to like BYD, etc. And BYD is actually, to be honest, a better car all round, better safety record, better construction. So we've got the Four of Cups here. Again, this negotiation was underway. Here she is, Angela, Queen of Wands. The new relationship that would have brought good luck and wealth, but it was seen and it was on the nose. Would have been explosive. So therefore, it had to be stopped. The Five of Pentacles, out in the cold, because somebody else wanted the whole trough to themselves with that Ten of Pentacles and was willing to do anything to get it. with that Five of Swords. Oh boy. Okay, I think that's why she was taken out, because she was in negotiations with the Biden government to bring in Chinese electric cars and technology, etc. That would have been for the benefit of the US people. Can't go against those fossils. Okay, so why is Elaine Chao, after pretty much spending nearly 50 years of her life, or 50 years of her life in the US, why has she gone back to China? I gather a few other readers have read on this. I haven't seen what they got. I won't look until after I've done my reading. Why has she gone back to China? Meeting with the Chinese Vice President. Three of Cups. Circles of support. Sorry, I'll just have a sip of tea. One's a raspberry strawberry one. It's a bit sweet for me, but anyhow, it makes a change. Three of Cups. Supported, coming together. I mean, look what's on the bottom. It's offering something up. The Lover's card. The fading relationship is the Challenge. The fading misogynistic. Rise of the feminine. Does she see herself in Chinese politics? Let's see where this goes. There's a hidden agenda. All is not as it seems. In the past, we've got the magician, the manipulation. There's a really big reason why she's gone back. And then the Fool. 4 majors out of 5. The Fool. I've got a feeling about this, and I'm going to have a look in a minute. The Fool, the new journey, the new beginning. Got the Queen of Swords, strategy, internal strategy. The Four of Swords, the death of somebody. The Ten of Pentacles, the making the big oligarchical money. The Page of Swords, coming in new with this strategy. The outcome. The King of Wands, taking action, defending the position. 7 of Wands, and prepared to sing the tune of the devil on this path forward. Something new, abundance. 9 of Swords, a nightmare situation though. She's on a perilous path here with the 2 of Wands. She's on a perilous path. If you've got 4 of Cups, an offer being made or making an offer. 2 of Swords, having to take the blindfold off and make a genuine decision. At the moment, she's 7 of Cups. Choices, potentially confused choices. The Strength card, the Steel card, the Death card, the infighting, the Justice, the Temperance. Okay, I think, why has she gone back? I think she's angling for a position in, like a toppish position in the Chinese Communist Party when Xi Jinping, after the ousting of Xi Jinping. I'm just going to hang on a second. I'm just going to pause you and let the dogs out now that the tree guys have gone. Sorry about that. Back again. Okay, so is she angling? And I'm just going to put, she just couldn't give a rat's backside about Mitch. He's served his purpose and she's out of there, pretty much. That's just the feel I get about it. And speaking about feels, you'll notice I never read on Platinum. Yeah, there was a feel there, so I do, and I just didn't want to put myself up for the barrage. This isn't for Platinum, this is for Elaine Chao. Yeah, absolutely. She is angling. Someone's going to get tossed out. Is she angling? Now, there is reports that apparently there was white powder found on some of her father's or the company's transport vessels, but that's not what I'm getting that it's about. Is she angling for a job in the CCP, Chinese Communist Party? Is she angling for a... Yep, absolutely. Flew out. Yep, I'm just going to say, yep. Yep. Ace of Pentacles. Yep, and there's the Queen, the Empress. So I'm going to say yes, that's what she's angling. That's why she's back in China, is what I'm getting. Okay. There's some ick going on in that family on so many levels. Did she spy for the CCP? Let me ask, entertainment only. Did she spy? Did she spy? Was she a spy for the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, while she was working? I mean, transportation secretary, what else? Maritime commissioner, you name it. Was she a spy for the Chinese? Why, she had it over Mitch. She absolutely had it over Mitch. In that she had the dirt on him, that he pretty much had to do whatever she demanded. Okay, was she a spy? The Empress. Matahari. I just heard Matahari when I turned that over. Wow. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Page of Wands, supplier of information, a lot of it. Eight of Wands, a lot might come out. In the past, may have been to help her father's business. But this might also be, so the period, because this is the here and now, this might be when Mitch lost his position of Speaker of the Senate or whatever he was, head of the Senate. She was on the outer. But I think this is to do with the father's business. Strategizing, the truth coming out perhaps, action being taken, strategic action being taken, dark money behind the scenes, Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands became very burdensome, the Agreement, the Two of Cups, got the Justice card in the hopes and fears, actions having consequences, the Temperance, the Alchemy, the Ace of Pentacles, money, or big important documents from the White House. Stealing. Ace of Cups, Hanged Man, Page of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, this is her. Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups, and it came to an end. As soon as Mitch was out, it came to an end. Now, where did those documents, did some documents that it was alleged that the orange felon took, remember, the old Aileen Cannon case. Wasn't there some documents that turned up in China? And everyone thought, oh, it was the felon. It might not have been the felon. It might have been Chao. Was she handing over documents? Was she handing over classified info? Well, there she is, popped out again, just jumped out. Was she handing over classified information? Ten of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles. Truth was coming for her, so she went for her protection. She left the Chariot because Trump, we can't remember what he does from 1 minute to the next, had called her a spy. She knew it was over when he called her a spy. Ten of Pentacles, 2 tens. Whistleblower, Ace of Wands, explosive, the Lovers, the do anything, steal, betray, lie, deceit. I think she did. And what triggered her to get out was the felon. I mean, this is also a conflict with Fleon. Could have been something to do with Fleon, because this could be the Teslas and there's Fleon. Her riding high in Fleon. I'd love to know, I should look it up, whether she's got investments in electric cars or something that competes with Fleon. Because it's all about the money, 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 big money. There was a truth that was going to come out that would have been explosive about a relationship, and she was prepared to do anything to hang on to power. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. She is a interesting character, to say the least, but yeah, I don't think she's going to return. I'm not getting that she's going to return. I think, okay, that period is over, done. Gosh, she's cold, like calculated and callous cold. Pretty sure she killed, arranged, not necessarily did it herself, but arranged for the death of her own sister. I mean, they were, what did I say, 20 years apart. So I don't think there was so Elaine would have been out of home by the time the sister was born, so there's no love lost there. She's cold, like calculated cold. Yeah, Mitch is a nothing now. He can't hurt her. He can't help her. Discard. Okay. I think it's going to be up to the kids now to make the decision, or the doctors when it just is too far gone. Okay. Catch you later. Bye-bye.